Hello, both sides of the conversation family. We welcome you to this virtual space crafted especially for you. My name is Jada Curry, and I'm both sides of the conversation's marketing director and graphics design specialist. I want to take some time to ground us all as a community into this space we are about to open up in, so let's go through our community standards. Both sides of the conversation is providing a safe and honest space for open conversation, so we ask that you all be respectful of that. We also ask that you be respectful of each panelist, host, and participant. We do encourage healthy debates and conversations. Don't personalize anything with anyone. This includes name-calling, bullying, trolling, or shaming. This will not be allowed or tolerated. Your perspective is yours. It is not a prescription. You do not have to agree, but show respect. These community standards apply to all of our live shows and any virtual spaces that we hold on social media, including YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We want to make sure that we are caring for each other as a community. This is our priority in all of our endeavors as both sides of the conversation. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's show and continue to stay in touch with us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or all of them. All right, thank you for listening and see you soon.
Welcome, everybody, to Both Sides of the Conversation. I'm John Henry, Executive Director. Today is Tuesday, so you know what that means. There's another segment of our Hidden Gems where we highlight our Black and Brown businesses, as well as we highlight community leaders that are doing things positively to impact our community. We're trying to bring those resources, that information to our community so we can support our gems. So today we have about 4 phenomenal gems that's going to come up today that you all be meeting shortly. But before we get started, just want to go over a couple of announcements for our community before we jump into tonight's segment. One, I want everybody to continue to pray for the families in Florida as the rescuers are still going through the rubble. Today, I know there was some more bodies found. I know there's a lot more that's probably going to be coming out of this. So please, keep those families in their prayers as that tragic situation still unfolds. A lot of information coming out. People are still trying to figure it out, find their loved ones. So continue to pray for them. And then keep all the thoughts and prayers for our people in the north sector and the east sector of this country as the heat wave has been ripping through Seattle and all the way up to Toronto. And here in the Bay Area, we have a little heat wave coming here in the East Bay. You're going to be feeling it in the next couple of days through this holiday weekend. So continue to pray for those families because, man, it is hot. I have some family up there that's reaching out to me, said, man, it is 116. The wires and things are cracking. They're losing power. The air conditioner's not working. It's a lot. And, to all of our people here in the Bay Area, maybe you didn't feel it, but yesterday we had about a 4.0 earthquake here in the East Bay. It shook up the East Bay a little bit. People was calling me, feeling it. And that's just a good reminder to everybody here in California. We are an earthquake state. You never know when a big one is going to come. So I just want to make sure that community remembers, keep your waters, your batteries, your flashlight, talk to your loved ones, your young people, your teenage kids. If we do have the big one, make sure you know where you're going to meet with your family, because you guys know, as we see here, the Wi-Fi, the cell phone towers may be disabled, and it might be some chaos trying to find your relatives. So please, families, take some time this holiday weekend. Talk to the people in your family. If there's a major earthquake, where you're going to meet at. If you lose cell phone service, so we can, meet up and check on each other, because again, a lot of times when these tragic events happen, Wi-Fi is down, cell towers is down, and we lose communication. So we got to do it old fashioned. We got to write up a plan, talk to each other so we know where to meet. If it's your local police department, fire department, wherever it is, get a plan. If it's at the local school, we got to start keeping these emergency management tools in our head and think about it. We are still at a possibility at any given time that we can have an earthquake. And we're going to continue to do our part. We've been reaching out to the City of San Francisco Emergency Management Team. We're going to have them come on and educate the community about some tools and tricks and things that they can do to help out if we do have a disaster in our area. So we're going to be reaching out to them, continue until we get them on, as well as some of the other ones across the East Bay. It is dry out there, okay? I want everybody to remember, we are here in California. We are experiencing a drought. I just saw some more information. Certain parts of the state is already putting people on rationing, washing their cars, doing stuff in their lawns. Please, let's, in solidarity, Californians, let's work together, cut back on our water usage as we approach this 4th of July weekend. Please, young people, be careful out there, be safe, lighten off these fireworks while we have these dry conditions. It's a quick way to spark a fire, burn down a house. Last thing you want to do is have someone lose their house and their valuables because of fireworks. So be cautious of that. Just wanted to put that out there. This Saturday, the City Eats, we'll be doing our first Saturday of every month homeless feed again. So for all that want to volunteer, come out and support the people of the community. There are still volunteer spots open. We will be there at 10 a.m. at 164 6th Street here in San Francisco. We'll be feeding those in the Tenderloin and beyond. We'll be having people go to Oakland and different parts of the Bay Area to feed those in need. So just wanted to make sure that we get that information out to the community. This Thursday, we are going to have one of the SFPD officers come do a safety focus about the fireworks for the 4th of July. So this Thursday, that's what will be going on for the Educational Thursday. This Sunday, because it is the 4th of July weekend, we celebrated Juneteenth. I received a lot of emails, talked to my team. They don't want us to do nothing this Sunday. They don't want to honor the 4th of July. So we're going to respect community, and we're going to have a replay of last Sunday conversation. A lot of people reached out and said they missed it. You still could go to our YouTube and watch the reparation conversation, but we'll be replaying it this Sunday. We're going to respect community. Whenever we get that much feedback, we're going to take a break here, give our team opportunities to enjoy their families as well. So this Sunday we'll have a replay. We won't be live. It'll be a replay from last week's conversation. It was a very great conversation. A lot of people want to tune in. So we'll be playing that during our normal hour at 2 p.m. for the community. Couple more announcement. There is free Muni for all of the young people this summer. So the Muni has accepted that. So for all of our young people across the city, you can ride public transportation for free. Just wanted to put that out there. So maybe some of the parents didn't know, but the Muni service will be free. And then the mayor program kicked off. There's about 3,000 youth that applied. There's more jobs. There are some youth opportunities. So if you're a parent looking to get your young people connected with some summer jobs, some internships, the mayor OM program is still taking applications. I know they received a bunch, but they're still taking applications. And then finally, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the Black fraternities and sororities as they raised $180,000 in scholarships across the Bay Area for our young people. So shout out to all of them. I'm not going to name all of them, but again, shout out to all of the fraternities and all of the sororities for coming together, raising $180,000 in scholarships to the for our community. Powerful stuff. And with that being said, always want to thank the support, the people of the community that support what we do, continue to support us. We want to give a shout out to Black to the Future, YCD, Collective Impact, SF Rebels, Brown Bombers, 100% College Prep, and there's many more that support us. We want to thank you all for continuing to support us in our efforts as we bring our communities together with resources and information and doing this work in the community. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead before we introduce our first hidden gem tonight, bring up my brother Nate from the SF Rebels. He here tonight to co-host with me. Y'all know how I feel about my brother, man. He be pounding the ground 24/7. So it's always good to hold space with him as he comes back again tonight to represent with us for tonight's Hidden Gem show. So, Brother Nate, you want to say anything to the people before we bring up our first?
Yeah, John, I'm just here to help you out the best way I can. I just appreciate you for always getting the word out. I do have a sports camp that I had an anonymous donor. Just he donated 15. He bought 15 spots for the camp. It's a sports camp from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's over at Gateway High School over in the Western Addition. It's from ages 8 to 14. They can hit me up at sfrebels1990@gmail.com to get one of those spaces, man. This is we're just we're trying to have a summer where there's no kids suffering or no parent that got to worry about paying anything. We just want to make sure this is a summer for kids to, relax, enjoy, unwind, and most of all, just let loose, because it was hold up for a whole year, man. So we thought, by us providing a free sports camp and for those who can't afford it, would just be, awesome for some of these families that are in need. I'm also looking to hire a few interns for the camp. It's a paid internship. So they can definitely, again, my website, sfrebels1990@gmail.com. Thanks, John. Glad to be here.
No problem. SF Rebels, y'all see it is up there on the screen. Look out, reach out to Nate. He's always doing things to bless the community, our young people, the elders. Phenomenal brother doing things. That's why we support him in his efforts. Young people, parents, get out there and get into this. Nate's doing some phenomenal stuff for our young people with these athletics. So that's what's up. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring up our first hidden gem tonight. This brother's going to come up and introduce himself to you all, let you know what he's doing to impact community and talk about some of the things that he's having going on. So, brother JB, come on up and talk to the people, my good brother.
All right. Appreciate that intro, John. I thank you for, first of all, having me on the platform, and just even having this platform is a great way to get the word out to the community. Like John said, my name is Jonahthan Davis. You could call me JB for short. I'm originally from Houston, Texas, 3rd Ward to be exact. Graduated out of Jack Yates High School. And I went to the Air Force for a few years, for about 7 years. Bounced around, got my degree in Georgia Southern in biology. And then found my way out here on the West Coast in Oakland. I'm actually a registered environmental health specialist, which is a fancy way of saying a health inspector. So I go to each restaurant and make sure that everybody wash their hands and cook the food to the correct temperatures and things of that nature. And what I did was I took that knowledge that I'm learning, currently learning in the position, and looking and seeing how I can apply it to our community. I created DSG, Definitive Safety Group, just off of inspections, just a day-to-day routine, just seeing in the community how we are misrepresented even in the food industry. We make up less than 30% of the food industry as far as ownership, and the 59%, 60% of that is non-Black and non-Hispanic, mostly white people. So I wanted to see how can I apply some of the knowledge that I learned as a health inspector and try to flip those numbers a little bit. Inspecting mostly in Oakland, some of the food establishments, they're a little older in East Oakland, and everything is not always as correct as far as the food handling and food safety practices. And most of our people, we eat in those restaurants. A lot of East Oakland is either food deserts or fresh food is hard to come by sometimes. So we do eat out a lot as a population out there. And, just to prevent somebody getting sick or going to that wrong restaurant, and, maybe not feeling the right way after eating. I'm just trying to prevent that in some type of way. So I created the platform to make us more aware from an educational standpoint as a people of how to protect ourselves when we start up these establishments, these restaurants. How can we get the correct training for our staff in these restaurants? Because, Black people, we are foodies. We, by nature, it doesn't make no difference, what the cuisine is. We're going to try to make it our own. You could look at the vegan wave right now. Shout out to Vegan Mob. They're making their own kind of wave happen right now in East Oakland. So if you put that together, you want to try to protect that community, protect those people that you're serving, and also the people that are working in your establishments. Make sure that they know the right routines to keep the food safe. I plan to implement these. We will implement these in the community and make sure that that young people are getting trained. I want to try to put some boots on the ground and link up with maybe some recreational centers, talk to the youth, let them know it's different avenues. You could become a health inspector, or if you want to start up a food truck, or if you want to sell plates or something like that, you need to do that in a safe manner. And also you could do it legally, and if you can't do it legally, at least do it as safe as you can until you get to that position where you could get you a permit, or, get you a, get your business in a legal sense. And also the way that that DSG is different, the way that I'm implementing things is that I want to try to make the business more so of a community. So if you're taking my exam, or say you're doing the food manager certification with us, we want to see how can we incorporate you in some type of way, whether it be like marketing. You could come on, because what I do is I want to try to develop our own content. Like I said, I teach these classes in Alameda County, and some of the content is outdated, even though it's the correct information that you need to pass the exam. It's kind of dry, it's boring, you understand. And us as a people, we like to kind of liven things up a little bit. So I'm creating my own videos, my own content, to try to get the word, the correct information out to the people, to the community, but just more so in a relatable way so that everybody understands. So like what I plan to do is most likely have chefs come, or even, people establishments that are rock solid in the community. If they want to come and do maybe a few parts, or come audition and do, have a waiter. We'll have a chef that's from East Oakland, or from downtown Oakland, that everybody is familiar with, and just let them know that, hey, we're doing it right over here. We're doing it right in our establishment. So I want to try to reciprocate, and also keep that black dollar circulating. That's the main thing. And if you check out our website, we're going live on July 1st for registration. So like I said, this is our first time. We're going to open up registration for food manager certifications. Everybody needs one. Everybody's heard of it in some type of way. It's not the food handler, it's the food manager cert. So if you want to open a food truck, if you want to become a caterer, if you want to have your own restaurant, if you want to even sell bubblegum or ice in your establishment, you have to have a food manager certification. So we open up registration on July 1st. Like I said, take a look at the website at the bottom, and our classes will be starting off at $135, and our promo for the initial launch will be forever 10. Okay, so that's the number 4 is EVR and the number 10. Okay, and that'll get you 10% off of our classes for life. So if it's your first time logging in for a food manager certification, and you use that promo code, and your certification expires when you come back to us, you'll still get that same 10% off that you did that first time. Just showing our love and our respect for you guys staying loyal to us. Okay. And the main goal of all of this, John, and everybody on the panel, is to create some type of health awareness. Okay. We already know, we already have that wave of eating healthy, right? But we know everybody's not putting down red beans and rice. I'm not putting down pork chop sandwich myself. So, we want to make sure that all of those things that we are eating or consuming, even though if they may not be as healthy as they should be, at least they are safe to eat in conjunction with being healthy. So we want to, even vegan food too, vegan food you know, some people think just because it's vegan food, it may be all vegetables or something. I could leave it out, or it doesn't have to be cooked to this temperature or something. No, you could get sick from that too. So we just want to make sure that we promote that awareness, try to get rid of you know, food deserts, and also try to implement that training into our establishments, because it's a lot over the pandemic. It's a lot of individuals that just, you know, not going back to work. They're gonna start cooking. They're gonna start cooking at home. They're gonna make food trucks or restaurants, but they need to make sure that they're doing it the right way. And we also do consultations outside of Alameda County. Anybody, Contra Costa County, any county surrounding Alameda County will give you information on how to get a permit, what type of permit if you're trying to start out, and you know what you want to cook, but you just don't know the legal parameters. Will help you get a permit. So you know, I'm just trying to help out as much as I can in the community that I live in, and you know, just trying to give back any way that I can, as far as you know, the knowledge and the routines that I go through every day at work. So you know, so I hope everyone you know, sees this, and if you coming up and you trying to get hired, or if you got a food truck or you got some staff that need to get trained, you know, just holler at me, and I got the website in the links. Everything is up there for you. And like I said, July 1st, registration starts. I'm gonna start with about 30, 35 seats just to see how it gets going, and we will offer Spanish in the future. So, you know, just getting things started. I want to see how things shake out, and then we'll add Spanish, and then we'll probably add more and more courses as we grow. But you know, just starting out, trying to get the word out through this platform, and I appreciate the platform too.
Hey man, right on, my good brother. I'm glad you came on tonight. Very important information to the community. But shout out to Sister Miss Kelly. I see she put your promo code up in there. Thank you for all in the YouTube putting the information inside of the live chat.
Yeah,
very, hold on. I think I echoed. I think we echoed. I'm gonna just mute your mic real quick. Miss Kelly, for putting the information in the code for everybody on YouTube and the live chat. Use the live chat if there's information you would like to share. Get out. That's what we're here for. Thank you very much, good brother, because again, this is very important stuff. And you're right, our community, we love to eat. We love to have a good time. But what I want to do is I want you to put together a PowerPoint presentation, okay? And I want you to come back on our platform and do an educational Thursday on one of our Thursdays, where you could do a PowerPoint and run all this information in the community, because I think a lot of people are starting to get into this food industry, and they need to know the ropes and the games and the tricks, and that's a way that you could get it out through educating people through that platform. I think that's very powerful. We need that. And you hit something. What I'm gonna do is, I got a couple things, but we'll deal with it later. But I'm gonna connect you with Chef Mimi. She was one of our hidden gems. And I'm gonna connect you with Chef Mimi. She's doing some phenomenal things with her show and the stuff that she's doing for the Black Bay Area chefs and things of that nature. So I'm gonna connect you with her as well. She's all in the food industry. Definitely, what I want you to do as well, get us a digital flyer for that July 1st. Send it out. We'll blast it on all of our social media handles so that we get out to the community.
Check my Instagram, man. I've been blasting all month. So I got flyers and I got different posts. You know, shout out to my marketing team. I got a great marketing team, and just check us out, man. We've been working and just trying to get the word out, and that's how I found your podcast, you know, on Instagram. So I appreciate it, man. And
definitely, man. That's what we all about here. You know, we about uplifting and supporting each other. That's why this platform was created, to support our Black and brown businesses and our community leaders, to give them their praise, make sure community know where they are. It's all about connecting and networking. That's what this is all about, uplifting each other. Powerful stuff. Nate, you want to jump in there, Nate?
Yeah, no, John, I mean, you just hit on everything, man. We need to bring this brother back so he can really educate some of these people, and because you know, this food industry business stuff is taking off, and people really need to know sanitation and things like that to make sure that everything is running straight, man. I don't know you, brother, but you're doing a great job, man, and this is something that's very needed, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Hey, Nate, we might have to get him to come over to the Rebels and talk about nutrition to the young
Yeah,
people.
come on,
That's
man.
part of it.
I'm thinking. I'm already on his Instagram.
That's what this is about. That's the power of this platform and connecting all of the brothers and sisters of the community is to make sure that everybody knows, right? Because we think we got our group of people. There's always gonna be some people that we don't miss. Same thing we hear at both sides of the conversation. Some people know us, some people don't. We just keep getting the word and information out, but definitely we want to support you. And I want to hone in on something that you're talking about, the safety management. And I'm glad you talked about those food deserts, because we are finding in our communities less and less healthy food is in our community. We are like overwhelmed in the Black community with liquor stores and fast food restaurants and things of that nature. So we need people like you to manage this. And the way they're cooking these foods and popping these chickens up with steroids and stuff like that. It's powerful stuff, brother. We need more brothers like you, man.
Yeah. Let me just tell you, man, because I'm telling you, East Oakland, I see it all the time, right? It's nothing but Black people in that area, in that proximity, and all of the people that cook the food, they don't look like us. A lot of people that own the restaurants, they don't look like us, but they serve the cuisine that we like to eat. They know how to make the cuisine that we like to eat, but they're not doing it in a sanitary manner. I could tell you that. It's a lot of places, and it's not just Oakland. All over the globe, all over the United States, it's something similar in the inner city. So it's just a problem that I see on the job, and I see that maybe I need to go a little step further than just inspecting these places. Maybe I need to really hone in and educate my people on some of this stuff. It's not just about grabbing a certification, but do you know how to apply those practices while you actually in the restaurant, while you actually in that food truck, So that's what it is for me.
Man. Go ahead.
No, you good. That's
I was gonna say, I know all about it, brother. I'm glad you're doing this work. It is much needed work. Let me tell you, I'm in refrigeration and air conditioning. Lived my first 5 years in the industry. I worked in those restaurants, man. I see how they store that food and stuff. And it took me about 15 years to start eating out again. Because, man, some of those restaurants, man, the maintenance and the upkeep, the way they store the food and handle the food, I was like, and these were some 5-star restaurants, So definitely that work that you're doing is very, very important. I know some of that back end. I've done a lot of refrigeration work where they store this food and these meats, and sometimes the best practices are being used. So phenomenal stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Well, that's what I just want to hone in on that. And then, I got a few other businesses that I collaborate with that I want to kind of shout out if I got some time.
Yeah, go ahead. Take a minute and shout them out, brother.
Yeah. Go ahead. You guys follow Candy Styles _beauty. That's Styles with a Z. If ladies, if you want to get tightened up, get your wig split. And then also follow at Simone Speaks. She's a mental health advocate out in Atlanta, Georgia. She really supports me every day. Shout out to Kiara Davis. And then also shout out to at Instrument of God, LLC. Okay, it's also a mental health advocate. She's out here in the Bay in San Jose. And shout out to Monique Fontenot and my marketing team. I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for them. So just helping me get the word out, helping me work some of that Instagram stuff. I'm getting older and I can't do the Instagram like that. But shout out to Powerhouse Productions. They are production team for videos. All right. And that's about it, man. And I just want to see how we can elevate from here. Maybe link up with some of the rec centers that you already affiliated with and just pass the word on.
Man, let's definitely do it, good brother. I'm proud of you. We gonna support you any way we can. Again, get us any of your digital flyers. I know you said July 1st. You want to get that to us, we'll get it out to our network of people. Yeah, shout out to your marketing team. Tell people always talk about marketing. Marketing works. She found us, so it really works. I'm trying to build up a marketing team. It's so much power in marketing. Great to see sisters marketing and doing that stuff. Again, we gotta support each other. I keep telling our Black and brown community, we gotta support each other. We gotta hire the people that's doing the work work that look like us. That's the only way we're going to get this economical empowerment. We got to have it. So really appreciate you. And I want to tell you, my brother, I like that picture behind you. I'm like, I got to call my brother and find out. I love that OG with the cigar in his mouth. You know, I'm a big cigar guy. So
I can't even take credit. That's all baby right there. Baby got me that for Father's Day. So
okay. Hey, tell her she did a good job. I like that. That's a good picture right there, brother.
Yeah, she knocked it out the park, man.
Man, good job. Good job. Well, thank you, brother, for coming on as one of our hidden gems. Now you are not so hidden. People in our community is going to be reaching out to you for your services. We have a lot of food vendors opening up. There's a lot of restaurant businesses that are up and coming. The SBA is doing a lot of information out to the public on how to get started in funding. So again, thank you again, brother, for coming on, for being one of our hidden gems. Let's stay connected and let's get your team to get you back on here. Let's get them to help you put a PowerPoint presentation together, and you could come on one of these Thursdays and really give the sauce and information to our young entrepreneurs and some of the entrepreneurs of our community. It is much needed. We have to continue to preach to our young people and the people of the community entrepreneurship. Every kid's not going to go to college, but we have to teach our young people there are opportunities that you can make a great lifestyle doing things like this in the food industry and other industries, and we got to keep promoting that. So thank you for coming on, being one of our hidden gems. We will be reaching out to you, and stay connected, my good brother. I'll be following you shortly here on Instagram. Salute. All right, Nate, with that being said, you want to say something? Go ahead, Nate. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move to our second hidden gem for night, a phenomenal brother in the community. See, I love when the brothers and the sisters show up, but I love when my brothers show up because so many times in our community, we hear, where's the brothers at? Where's the brothers that's doing things to impact the community positive? We don't see that, right? But I be telling them it's a lot of good brothers out here doing some phenomenal things to impact our community. So with that being said, we will bring up Brother Rodney Brown to come bless the community and tell the community what he's doing to help bless our people.
Blessings, Brother John and Brother Nate, man. It's an honor to be here on your platform, sharing this platform, this wonderful day with you all. And, big salutes to both of you guys, man, for continuing this legacy, both sides of the conversation. I'm Rodney Alamo Brown from the city of Richmond, California. I'm the founder of an outfit called Soulful Softball Sunday. Say that fast 3 times, Soulful Softball Sunday. Anyway, what that consists of is bringing the community of Richmond together. During the years of 2000 to 2014, there was a huge problem in the city of Richmond, California, and it was marred by gun violence. We had 452 brothers who have lost their lives to senseless deaths and senseless gunfire in the city of Richmond, California. So I came up with this unique idea, and a lot of folk thought I was crazy for coming up with this revolutionary idea, shall we say. I'm a son of a Black Panther Party member. My mother was in the Black Panther Party. Of course, with Huey, Bobby, and individuals of that magnitude, Elaine Brown, folks of that stature. And so my thought process was not to do a stop the violence type of ordeal, but to bring folks together in reconciliation and atonement. And so during the course of putting this thing together, we started off with 50 people, and within a time of 4 or 5 years, man, it blossomed up to about 2,500, 3,000 people. So what I wanted to do scholarships for the kids. I wanted to bring CBOs, community-based organizations out, and let them provide information to folk in terms of mental health, in terms of housing, jobs, things of that magnitude, so that the whole community can partake in the festivities and be a part of. When you look at brothers from South Richmond, Central Richmond, and North Richmond, those individuals who are warring factions against each other, man, we've lost a lot in the interim. And I'm talking about young brothers, man, from the ages of 17 to 30. So when you talk about that large group of kings that we've lost, it's kind of hard to recoup that. But the only way that I thought that we can have some solidarity and some truth and some peace and some unity is to get the elderly folks who were once out here funking, as we say, get them to come together and let the young folks see the brilliancy and what that all entail. And so although a lot of young people may not come to the festivities, some show up, some don't, but in all, we have a groovy time. Before Soulful Softball Sunday, I was community advocate doing some advocacy work. I had given about 43 events before Soulful Softball Sunday was founded. And so, again, my thought process was to continue to collaborate the folk. Of course, dealing with the pandemic, going into the pandemic, a lot of stuff shut down, a lot of activities we couldn't do. But we continued upon the lines of partnership with the West Contra Costa Unified School District and served over 1.3 million lunches and breakfasts for the folks in the community, along with 8 other churches. So my thought process, again, was to bring the community at large together, and let's continue upon the lines of serving and loving our beloved community instead of just laying down. We're not a nonprofit. Let me just put that out there. We get private funding from commercial businesses and folks of that magnitude who want to come and give a nice donation so that this thing can continue along the lines up. What we've been doing lately is we've been skating, kind of getting some folks in motion. Of course, the pandemic had a lot of folk in disarray, a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of irritability, a lot of things that's come about from this. And so like I said, let's get folk outside until we can get the park permit again to play some softball. Let's go and start doing these skating series. So we did 2 of those. We were going to do one just this past weekend. We had to postpone it, due in part to a lot of violence and the uptick of violence that was transpiring in the city of Richmond, California within the last month. So I thought it would be safe to do something like that in terms of postponing. We never canceled anything. We just set it back. So we allowed these folks who are dealing with whatever they're dealing with to kind of simmer down and calm down, because safety is always paramount, number one, when we give these sorts of events. Last year, we also did a bike riding series. We took folks to Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. We took a large contingency to Half Moon Bay, over the Pacific Grove, Monterey, and all of our events are free. We don't charge anybody a dime to come partake in the festivities. We always want to provide our community with that love. Everybody talk about getting paid. I'm not the kind of person, man, that want to get paid off doing the due diligence of service for our community, because that's just where my heart is at. That's how I was taught. Again, being the son of a Black Panther Party member, I saw with my own 2 eyes what showing love and giving love was all about. And so that's my whole frequency and ideology of wanting to be a solution to the problem within the sector of Richmond, California. Again, we've done these bowling events, bowling for breast cancer events. We do trick or treat events for the kids, man. We also did an Easter egg hunt for the kids. We gave out over $160, put $5 in the little eggs or whatever the case may be. Just fun, man. Allowing the kids to really come partake in the festivities. We give away backpacks every year. We're giving away over 3,000 backpacks within the last 4 years, man, of allowing these folks to come and be a part of what we've been doing. So that's pretty much what Soulful Softball Sunday is about. We use this moniker where everybody is a part of the body. So no matter what color you are, blue, green, yellow, red, it doesn't matter. Everybody is welcome to be a part of it. We bring a team from Los Angeles down every year. We've been doing that since 2018, let me say. And these brothers are ex-gang members, right? They ex-Crips. I'm talking about some real gay guys who was engaged in violence in the city of Los Angeles, far and beyond. And so I had this idea. I said, man, I want to kind of change it up a little bit. And these brothers have been suffering like we've been suffering in Richmond and San Francisco and Oakland and other places. And I said, it'd be a unique idea if we were to bring these guys up here and let them play against us in the softball game. And of course, they beat us the first time, 25-23. They came back in 2019 and we beat the brakes off them 56-41. And we didn't get a chance to do the rubber match in 2020 based on the pandemic. And so based on that, what we've been able to do, we've been able to birth this new phenomenon in the Bay Area where we got brothers from San Francisco, we got brothers from East Palo Alto, Antioch, Oakland, Berkeley, Richmond, and now Vallejo is going to be put into the fray. We're doing these softball games, man, these lovely, wonderful games where folk are coming from near and wide. Even the females are playing, our women are playing, which is a wonderful thing. They got about 6 or 7 teams on the female sector. And so what we've been able to do is to show. Remember, when you want to teach young folks, you have to show them. You can't tell them. And so when the young people get a chance to see, hey, the old heads out there, man, having a groovy time, I see my dad out there playing ball. It allows them to want to partake in the festivities. And we don't keep records or anything like that. That's not what this is about. There's no championship trophy that folks will be able to hoist. This is just showing love. We haven't did anything as far as like putting it on TV or anything like that. But we will eventually get around to showcasing it in the media format. But right now, it's just the inception of it. It's been going on for the past 2-3 months. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but if you are, come on by the game, man, and show some support and love. And hey, we have a groovy time, brother. It's a wonderful thing. It's truly a blessing. So I'm also a journalist, a recruiting analyst for CBS Sports Digital Media. 247 Sports. I write football stories for the University of California football team, the Golden Bears. Rodney, Alamo Brown, journalist, CBS Digital Media, sports media. So, that's my other little thing that I also do as well.
Man, amazing, phenomenal stuff you doing, good brother. So I'm gonna put my bid in. Both sides of the conversation. We're gonna be the first media hub out there to record one of the games live. We're gonna come out there and support what you're doing. I think it's phenomenal that you all are doing that. And I think you hit on something that really lit something up in me when you talked about getting the young people involved. And I think that's very powerful. Me, Nate, we about our young people engaging with the elders of the community. Too many times there's a big disconnect between the young G's and the OGs of the community, right? And a lot of times what happens is a lot of the young people feel that the older guys are just trying to show them up, and they don't really interact with them and they don't participate. And I think what you're doing is phenomenal because we need the young people and the OGs of the community to come together, right? And when we have these type of tournaments and games, we need to involve the young people and have a mixed crowd of young and old. And as old heads of the community, we need to take that time. Okay, I always preach this on this show. We got to take that time to give those gems in that game to our young G's. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, as parents, I tell this to all the parents out there: when your kids playing video games, whatever it is, whatever our kids is doing, we have to find that time to drop them gems in their ear, let them know what's going on. However, we got to give it to them, meet them where they at, get them involved. I think that's very powerful that you said that because too many times. Sometimes across this Bay Area, I've seen events and things going on. A lot of the OGs doing stuff, and I'm like, where the young people at, right? And that's why these youngsters, they feel like, man, they don't want to deal with the old people because they don't never include them. That's what they say, man, I don't want to deal with them old cats, man. They don't never want to, bring the young people involved. So I'm glad you're doing that. I think that's a good start in including the women, right? And I like how you said there's no trophies involved. There's nothing to show off, right? It's just community love. Let's come out here and have some fun. It's not about who hit the farthest home run, who catch, you know what I mean? It's just about coming together as community, young and old, male and female, coming together, man. I think we need more events like that. And I need the elders in the community to hear this. When you planning these events and you're talking about doing stuff, make sure you're grabbing the young people from the community. Okay, if you have a softball team, let's have 9 OGs and 9 young people, whatever the numbers is. But we got to make sure that the young people are included. I think that's how we bridge this gap. And we have to have these conversations. We can't just get to a point. And a lot of times I have to go hard on my elders. A lot of times they say, John, you always, I'm getting old too, but I got to ride with my youngsters sometimes because their perspective when they're talking about how the elders of the community treat them, I have to sometimes agree with them. We don't think holistically, we're more worried about violence. Oh, if these young people come over here and mess this up, but if we never get them an opportunity, embrace them and bring them a part of the function, and get their perspective and their views of how it should go, they don't feel inclusive, and we always talking about equity. We always talking about inclusion, but when it comes to our community, it's sometimes so far away. So I'm glad that you said that. Let's keep including our young people into some of our ideals. And maybe if we talk to them and mentor them and let them know about the sacred space, right? Because I think a lot of times they don't understand the sacred space. But if we tell them, hey, this softball game is a sacred space. We're not coming here for nonsense. We want y'all to be a part of you. While we're here on the bench, on the sidelines, in the dugout, we're going to be talking about some of the things that you guys are dealing with or impacting. How can we help you? Those are the conversations that we need to have, not talking about all this other stuff. But I think what you're doing is a great thing. I would definitely love to come out and support you guys and take some footage, get my videographer. Shout out to my guy, Silent Tunes. Let's go out there and support this brother, get this information. And I'm glad you said it. It's not about the money, but we also know that it do take money to do things to further impact it. So we definitely want to get you some support out there. Anybody in the community want to support this king, donate, come out and support him. Let's do it and get behind them. Powerful stuff, brother. With that being said, go ahead, Nate, jump in there.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
No, I think again, John, you touched on everything. I got one question for my brother though. I mean, I know softball is kind of like the family atmosphere. Was that why you selected like softball to be the rallying point and sport to do? I mean, some people may choose basketball. I don't think that's always, but I think softball is you right on it because you're outside. It's almost like a family sport. So I'm just trying to get your thinking behind that, bro.
That's a wonderful question you asked, brother Nate. I'm an avid softball player. I played for 28 years, right? And I'm a world champion. Not to toot my own horn or nothing like that. But I was sitting at home. I'll tell you how it really happened. I was on the couch channel surfing, and I happened to watch the movie Soul Food, old school movie, right? And then God gave me this idea. He said, name it Soulful Softball Sunday, because I was watching the movie on Sunday. That's how the whole ideology had birth, right? And so, again, being an avid softball player, I'm like, hey, man, let's bring this beat back, because Richmond was the mecca of the softball world at one time, man. Everybody would come to Richmond because they had the best tournaments. So my thought process was, let's continue the legacy. Let's keep it going. Let's make our ancestors proud of us, all the hard due diligence and work that they put in. Let's not let them down. We standing on their shoulders. And so that was the whole irony of it, was to do it in that regard, man, and just bring all folks from different parts of life, bring it together like it used to be. So we do it at Nickel Park in Richmond, California. And anybody with a heartbeat, man, that was raised in the 60s and 70s and maybe some parts of the 80s, spent some ample time at Nickel Park at the baseball games. So when you get there, man, all that stuff comes back into fruition. When you were once a kid, and you see folks having sidebar conversations, and you hear do you remember? And they get to point and doing all that. So I'm playing music from the 70s, right? I'm playing music from the 80s. So what I do is I shake the bottle up and then I let it out. It's like a time capsule. So I'm taking you back. And there's 3 things that you can do to bring people back: sight, smell, and hearing. Those 3 things are quintessential to bringing folks back to a happy place. So we create the happy place. We all grew up playing baseball at that place, right? So there's so many cherished memories of Brother Nate that happens at Nickel Park. That's what my first date was with a girl that I was dating, was at Nickel Park. So you could imagine, man, all the countless stories that folks got about being just in that enclave at Nickel Park. So that's what the whole thing truly is about, and bringing that love back. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't even know this until maybe 2 years ago, that Nickel Park was in central Richmond, and I lived on the south side. I had no idea going over that ramp was the south side. That's just how, a community, sense of community that we had. We wasn't doing the border tripping. Nobody was into that foolishness, man. And so when a youngster told me that, he was like, man, I can't come over there, man. That's central. Huh? Really? I thought it was Richmond. You know what I mean? So we try to get folk to get beyond the scope of that extra stuff. That's not what this is about. It's about bringing reconciliation, like I said, and atonement. And so we get brothers, man, that come and they see maybe a cat they was funky with 25 years ago, but man, we're in our 50s now. You know what I mean? So my thought process is, hey, man, if you still set tripping off something happened 25 years ago, brother, you got to search your heart. So we don't have any written rules. We got all unwritten rules. I don't have to post a whole bunch of rules. You can't do this. You can't do that. Please don't. You come and you govern yourself accordingly. When we first started, the roller showed up. They was like 8 deep. I'm like, no, man, y'all can do it wiggling, man. It ain't that type of party. Because if they see the police there, they're gonna be like, oh, it's bad. We don't, if you coming, put on some cleats, bring some gloves, put some baseball gear on, come play with us, be a part of the community. And so we were able to get some police officers to come play with us and stuff like that, fire department guys, different people with city officials and whatnot to come partake in the festivities. And it's been amazing, man. We've won countless awards. We got a congressional award from the United States Congress. We got a state legislative award. We got a Senate award. We got county awards. We got city awards. I mean, we've won so many awards doing this. And it's not about the awards, but it's the work, the sweat equity that goes into this. It's not an easy task. So again, it ain't about the money, man. They can keep the money and all that old crazy stuff, man. We ain't in this for the bread, cuz, you know what I'm saying? So we just doing this simply just to love on people, man, just to give them our heartbeat and give them our love. I think I seen Brother Jeremiah in the background. If I wasn't mistaken, Brother Nate looked like Brother Jeremiah to be doing the filming. Let's
man. He forgot something in my thing. They didn't want to be nosy.
What's happening with it, man?
For sure, man. Hey, man. Well, you are doing a great job, and man, this is something that people, I always cringe when they always try to find some new alternatives, piece that, man, it's right here. You got it right there. You got all the tools right there, but they want to go with the old method, man. We got to somehow fund these little smaller entities who are making a huge impact into our communities. And I know, because I do the same thing, brother. I've got a nonprofit for 31 years, and I don't look for it. And for any handout, if it comes our way, forget it. It comes. If not, we gonna still keep it pushing. But brother, I'm definitely gonna support you, and I'm definitely gonna encourage everyone, if they can help out, please do, because brother, you doing a phenomenal thing. I can only imagine what that looks like. I'm definitely going to try to make it out on a Sunday. As a matter of fact, I will make it out on a Sunday sometime this summer to make sure I get a firsthand experience because I know this is something I don't want to miss, man. So
Yes,
you're
sir.
doing a great job, man. Kudos to you, bro.
Man,
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, man. We got a brother, like I say, Frisco got a team. The brothers
Yep.
from Bayview, they got a team. They played
Guy
against
and them, yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to Guy and them. Yep.
Yes, sir. Brother Fast and all them. Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Cool.
I thought you was gonna say you play softball because waking up the next day you being sore.
Hey. I'm in pain right now, good brother. Quiet on the set.
Hey, no, but
it's a good pain.
No, I just want to say, man, thank you for what you're doing. I mean, right now, like you said, across the Bay Area, not only across the Bay Area, across this country,
Yes.
There's been a great impact of gun violence impacting our Black and brown communities. And we have to do better. And it starts with organizations like you doing things to bring people together, showing that love and having that respect, man. And, I'm an okay bowler, so I'm going to have to come out there and check y'all out when y'all go bowling, man. I got a few tricks up my sleeves now. I can get out on that bowling, man. So we got to put something together. I would love to get a Bay Area event going. I've been talking to some people about that for a long time. How do we put all of the cities together? Because at the end of the day, we all interconnected in some kind of way, and just have a nice little Bay Area function, man, and show the people that we can come together, we can enjoy each other, we can celebrate life together without any violence or any nonsense. And I'm seeing it happen. It starts with brothers like you, Nate, and different individuals on this call, man, that's impacting the community. So definitely we'll be out there. I'll support you. I'm going to connect with you on Facebook. I get your information, but we got to connect. I'll find one of the Sundays. The only problem is every Sunday I do my show, but I'll figure out a way to get out there and bless the community. And like I said, maybe we'll do a live show out there and just show the people how it's really done in the city of Richmond. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Blessings, brother. Blessings. I appreciate you, brothers. Thank you so much, man.
Hey, thank you very much for coming on tonight. If there's any digital information you need to get us out to get out to the community, if you make a flyer for any one of your events, please send it over to us. We'll get it out to all of our social media handles and make sure community is connected. And then tag us in our Facebook page, Both Sides of the Conversation. And that way we can connect with all of our people that way as well.
Will do. Blessings, brothers. Blessings.
All right, man. God bless you.
All right. Shalom, brothers.
All right. Man, phenomenal, Nate, man. Y'all can't tell me we don't have brothers in the community doing things to impact the community. There you go. Another great brother doing stuff to impact our people, the young and the old. We got to keep this energy going. We can't let the negative stuff stop us from moving forward. And it takes brothers like Rodney, man, to keep pushing us forward. So thank you. So with that being said, we're getting close here. We're going to move on to our third hidden gem tonight. This sister here, powerful. If you're feeling kind of down, if it's Independence Weekend and you ain't feeling it, she's a motivational speaker. She's an author. She gonna get us pumped up. She got some game for us. So I'm gonna bring up Miss LeDee up here to introduce herself to the community and let people know what she's doing. She has a phenomenal program that's gonna be popping off soon. Some stuff she's already doing, but want to bring her up. Queen, come on up and let the people know who you are, what you're doing.
Yes. Hello, my name is Julinda LeDee. I am a poet, a motivational speaker. I do spoken word as well, and I'm here to serve my community. So thank you for having me today.
All right.
So basically what I do, I'm a speaker. I work in higher education. My foundation becomes, I'm former foster youth. That's how I was first asked to speak. I was invited to speak to a reading class. And I informed them that I was not a speaker. I speak a lot, but I'm not a speaker. And she told me her class was former foster youth. So therefore, she was speaking to my passion, created a PowerPoint, created a handout. It was totally interactive. And I wowed the group. And from there, I've been speaking 14 years later. So this year, I just established myself with my business license. I'm excited about that. I give back to the community by doing presentations, working as a volunteer. If you need me, whether it's middle school, high school, or college age, I'm here for you. I'm willing to work with you so we can spread that good word, because it's all about uplifting each other. It's all about loving each other. But first, sometimes we have to love ourselves. And that's what I had to learn. So with that, I'm able to mentor others, counsel others about loving themselves. And that's all it's about at the end of the day. So that's one reason why I love spoken word, because you can flow in different ways. What do you need? You need something sexy. You need something uplifting. You need something consciousness. service. So I'm super excited about doing that. I do have 3 books currently on Amazon, so you can check me out. I also have my YouTube channel, so you can check me out if you want to hear a little bit of spoken word or a little sample of some motivation. So I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Currently, I have 2 books that I would like to share. One is called It's Love. The other one's called Basking in Blessings. I believe that it's important to have basking in blessings because we have to remember who our higher power is and to give props for that. And as a survivor, as a former foster youth, I was in prayer a lot. And so now as a 50-year-old woman who survived, I'm super excited to be able to give back through my experiences. One other community service thing that I do is I do toiletry bags. So I specifically serve women because I want to give them sanitary napkins. I want to give them things that women need. There's a lot of women out there who are not necessarily visible. A lot of women hide in corners. So I'm that person who comes out in San Jose. In those corners, I keep bags in my trunk. If I see a woman, I pull over and give her a bag. I'm just here to give back because I understand, what hard times are. I'm truly grateful for my experience, the people who supported me, the people who have loved me and believed in me, or I wouldn't be here today. So again, it's just about love. At the end of the day, loving yourself, loving your neighbor, forgiving yourself, forgiving your neighbor, and just uplifting and feeling good. So that's basically what my message is about. And any way that I can serve you, I'm here to do that.
Wow, thank you. Powerful stuff. And one thing about both sides of the conversation, this segment is very special to me because one thing that we try to do here is support our entrepreneurs, support our Black businesses. Typically, everyone that comes on the show, we do something to support them financially because that's what we believe in, to impact each other. We got to support each other, circle our dollars with each other. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and purchase the books from you. Go ahead. I want to sign autograph. Every time somebody—
Yes, well, contact me directly then. We'll do that.
I want the signed copy. I'm trying to get my little collection of books here of all these phenomenal sisters and brothers who are creating some great work with their books. And I want to make sure I get a special signed autograph because I want to make sure we support you. Just phenomenal stuff. I think, some of the work that you're doing is very powerful. And this is why I'm going to say it's very powerful. When you talk about spoken word and motivating women and young people, part of this healing process, it gives the young people and sometimes our women of the community an opportunity to express themselves and get it out. And I think that's kind of what both sides of the conversation is about. We believe that communication starts a healing process, right? The faster we get these things off of our chest or the things that bother us or things that we emotionally want to resolve, the faster we could do that. I just think it empowers us. I think with mental health, there's so many ways mental health affects people, right? Some people are going to get it from appeal. Some people will get it from conversation. Some people will get it through art. Some people get it through music. But it's something about spoken word and poetry that's just very powerful. And it's a lot of young people that I know do it, and I just listen to them. And some people, they really pour out some of that pain and some of that trauma that impacts them, and they unpack it in those spoken words. So I'm all for that, and I just love it. So continue to keep doing what you do because I want to make sure our young people understand. And it takes powerful women like you to be vulnerable. And I keep telling people in our community, it takes all of us as leaders to be vulnerable, talk about our falls and our shortcomings and some of the things that we still struggle with. Because a lot of times, and I think the brother hit on it earlier, when we get to this social media digital age and you scan around these social media sites, all we see is the great things. All we see is the happy smiles, everybody's success. But there's nobody on there posting about the bad thing unless it's something derogatory that we want to do. But again, I've seen some of your stuff and I've seen some of your thing. And I just want to, salute you and commend you for being vulnerable and being open Because a lot of times on social media, you don't see that, right? People just show the great things, the weddings, the happy days, the relationship goals, the successes, but we don't see the traumatic stuff. We don't see the struggles. We don't see the pitfalls. And that's one thing that, I like about what we do is like, you come on here, there's mess ups. We keep it so authentic, right? You never know what's going to happen. We are famous for like having bloopers, but it's real and people appreciate that. You know what I mean? We can't be corporate all the time. We have to definitely, keep our culture and keep who we are. And I think that's why it's so powerful when we talk about shifting the narrative and we talk about these storytellers and talking about things that are being done, spoken from us and our voices, very powerful stuff. So just want to commend you. Keep doing your work. We're definitely going to purchase those books. I want to get that signed autograph because I want to feel special. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I get those. But before I go, Nate, you want to go ahead and jump in there, Nate?
Yeah, sister, you're very impressive. Just checking out your website now. I'm gonna purchase me a book. But you know what? I know, you have to have how do you find those right words to say at a moment when someone needs something, a word or something? And I know it probably comes naturally, but where do you get it from? Someone can become, I know you had some stories, some testimonies and things like that, and you probably bounce them up, but where do you get it from?
From my higher power.
Okay.
I mean, trust me, Nate. I wonder sometimes too. I'm like, I should be sad or mad, but why am I smiling? Like, where does this come from? And I just did a session with some women. We were talking about narcissistic abusive relationships. And she was like, after all you've been through, how do you manage to smile? And I said, that's my gift. I mean, as simple as that. We all have a role to play, and my role is to spread a little bit of sunshine. So if you accept it, I'm here to shine for you.
Man, sister, you are a bright light in our communities, and I thank you for it. Appreciate it.
I just want to put one shout out. July 31st, I will be doing a free seminar on how to self-publish. I will be doing the pros and cons. So I will be sending you, John, that information. It's also on my Facebook page, but again, I'll get that to you. So if you're interested in self-publishing, I will be doing that event. It's affiliated with San Jose State University. So I'm looking forward to sharing with so many people who have a natural gift, whether it's, novels or poetry or literature. You have your chance to put it out. There's no excuses because you could do it for free. So I'm here. I'm going to be showing and sharing that information July 31st at 10 o'clock. So I'll send you that flyer. So share that with the community.
Yes, please. I'll get out to all the community. Now, will that information be on your speakforimpact.com as well?
Yes, I will add that on just because you said so.
Okay. Okay. There you go, community. The information is there. But, since you are a spoken word person.
Yes.
I can't let you go without giving us spoken words. You got to have something. You got to pull something out and give us something.
Okay.
I'm buying a book right now, too.
Okay. I will give you this little piece right here. So this is my signature piece, right? So this poem is called Thick, and you may have seen it on YouTube, but I'm going to read it to you right now. Excuse my voice, y'all. I have a little bit of a cold from my little niece in LA. So I just want to say, for all you men out there, she will keep you warm at night. And sisters, embrace what you have because it's soft. So this poem is called Thick. Thick is me. At least that's what they tell me. No, baby, you ain't fat at all. I like the round booty and big thighs and all. Whoever told you it's fat lied to you because I like the shape of your behind and you're fine too. See, some like I'm small or even skinny, but see, my man, he likes plenty. And full is what he gets from all of this. Because thick is what I am, thick is what I be. Trust me, my man, he can't get enough of me. He kisses me up and down. Oh, and yes, he has to do a lot to make his rounds. Because thick is what I am, thick is what I be. He sucks my toes all around. He tickles my spine up and down. Because thick is what I am, thick is what I be. Trust me, my man, he loves this thick chocolate Hershey.
All right, all right.
Is that in this book?
No, that's in this book.
There you go, ladies. So all the ladies out there, if you want to do something different, write your man a spoken word. He might come home. You know what I mean? Well, thank you for your work. And again, it's about that vulnerability, being your authentic self. And loving, and that's what we have to do. Love and embrace who you are, whether you thick, small. I like that poem. Because we want our young women to be empowered. We want them to love themselves. It's not about what other people think about you. It's about what you think about yourself. So very powerful stuff. Glad you was able to hit that off the spot. See, you never know at both sides of the conversation what's going to happen. You got to be ready when you come on here. We might call you to do anything. But phenomenal poem. I'm definitely going to go ahead and, get your books and stuff. But I definitely want to get my signed copy. Appreciate the work you do. Anything that we could do here at both sides of the conversation to support you for our spreading out information. Anytime you need to come back, if you want to use this platform to promote your stuff, we welcome that. You're a part of the both sides of the conversation family. You're a hidden gem, but you're not so hidden anymore. There's all kind of people checking out your spoken words, looking for your stuff. I see them in the chat going in. This is what this is about, man. The power of us. This is us. This is who we are. This is our culture. Again, I will continue to tell the community we are tired. I am not going to be unapologetically Black. We're going to love who we are. We're going to love our culture. We're going to embrace the things that we love. And to our allies out there, it's okay. If you want to support us. But don't come in trying to change who we are and tell us how to be. I love our people. I love the way we do our thing. And here at both sides of the conversation, we will continue to keep it real, keep it authentic. We are not the church. We're not here to make everybody happy, but we're here to bless our people, uplift our people, and give our community the resources and information that they need so we can empower each other and show love and continue to work together. They tell you we can't work together. A lot of events have taken place. I've seen a lot of people come together, and it starts with people like us that's here tonight. It's very, very important, especially my brother Nate, you, the rest of the panelists here tonight. We got to keep showing. Brothers do work together. Sisters and brothers do work together. We can uplift and support each other. And it just starts with a little love, a little compassion, a little help. We all need it. So with that being said, if there's anything final you want to say before we move to our final hidden gem of the night, this brother been waiting patient, powerful brother. But if there's anything you want to say to the community, go ahead before we exit out of here.
I just want to say thank you for having me. And community, remember, love yourself, forgive yourself, because you are absolutely amazing.
The chat is going crazy. Thank you.
Somebody asked you to say her name. That's
Julinda.
LeDee. All right. They coming. They see you.
Okay.
We go get your book information up there again on the screen. We'll put it out there. I'll have her send the information. We'll get it out to the community. Julinda, beautiful. You always motivating. I see your work, and that's why I reached out. I said, hey, sister, we got to connect. I know we had a little bit of time of not connecting, but glad we was able to get you on here tonight, and we'll get your information for your book. I'll be sending you over some money so we could get those books. My brother Rico out there said hello. This is what this is about. We just try to uplift and bless our people. So thank you again. Continue to do the work that you're doing. Impact our young women in the community. Get them to open up and be who they are. And anything that we can do here to support you, we will continue to support you, Queen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Nate, too.
All right. With that being said, we're going to jump into our last hidden gem. I know community is like, come on. This brother right here, powerful brother in the community. And again, to our sisters out there that say, where the brothers at? We're the man of the community that's doing things to impact the community. Here's a phenomenal brother that's doing work. I think his work is very, very important for our community. He's doing stuff in reentry. Brother Richard Beal, the director of Transitional Housing for the Tenderloin Housing Clinic. As you all know, here in the Bay Area, housing is an issue. And, if you're coming back home, you might not have nowhere to stay. So his work is very important. He impacts a lot of people's lives, man. And got to get him up here. So with that being said, Brother Richard Beal, everywhere. He's everywhere. This brother's doing it all. Come on and tell the people what you're doing, good brother. Oh, you got to unmute yourself. we had him hold.
You can't hear me.
We had you holding too long.
Thank you for that great introduction, John. And thank you, Nate, for being on here as well. And everybody that spoke, the panelists, y'all doing some great work. And Rodney, I'm from Richmond too. So I made a few calls while you were speaking to check your pedigree, man. You well known in the city, man, in Richmond, man. They said, I remember that being that on cutting, and you was cutting hair. So now I remember you. But yeah, man, my name is Richard Beal. I am the Director of Transitional Housing for Tenderloin Housing Clinic. I've been working in the San Francisco community for 25 years, working with people with substance abuse issues and also coming out of the criminal justice system. And so currently right now, I am working with people with the adult probation department. We funded completely by the adult probation department. They're coming out of the criminal justice system, San Bruno, the San Francisco criminal justice system. The people in my program, they have to be on probation, either supervised probation or court probation. That's the population that I work with currently. For the last 25 years, though, I started out working at the Alamo Detox way back in the day in 1996. Worked there for 5 years, then worked for Haight-Ashbury Free Clinics. I was a program manager for Western Addiction Recovery House for a number of years. I also was the program manager for Roads to Recovery, people coming out of the county jail, San Bruno, and working just to get them jobs, get them housing, just working with this disenfranchised population, man, that's been suffering and traumatized. And so that's just been my passion. I came out here to San Francisco in the 80s. As I said, I started off from Richmond, went from Richmond to Oakland, went from Oakland to San Francisco, and that's where my disease took me. That's where using took me. And I went into a program in San Francisco, got clean, went to school, started working in the field. I didn't even apply for my first job. I was volunteering. And I was in detox. They took me right upstairs. A lady named Rosemary McLeod, she had 35 years clean in, took me upstairs. I applied for it, but she said, fill out this paperwork. Been working in the field ever since. I had 6 months clean, ain't relapsed, and been here ever since. Next month on the 18th, I celebrate 26 years of recovery. And so I got a skin in the game. I truly believe that anybody can recover from drugs, alcohol. They can recover from, that lifestyle, because they say that if the drugs don't get you, the lifestyle will. And so I work with the teen population. I work with the seniors. I work with everything in between. I truly believe there is no lost cause. I truly believe in feel, deal, and heal. I truly believe in face it, trace it, and erase it. I truly believe that you can get a job, any job, get a better job, get a career job. I work with people. I believe in reducing recidivism. I have a program at the Drake Hotel. It's a 1-year program for people coming out of reentry. I pretty much helped design that program with the adult probation department. It's a 1-year program. They don't have to pay any rent. They got a free room with color TV. They got a kitchenette, mini fridge, color TV. And they can stay there for a year. And I got a savings program where they can save their money, 30% of whatever income they get. They are required to save it while they're in the program. I have people leave the program and buy condos. One guy left. He didn't want to rent anything out in San Francisco, and so he went to Sacramento and bought a condo. I had other people, get jobs. I work with different employment agencies, in San Francisco, Goodwill, Success Centers. Big shout out to Success Centers. And it's just a coalition. I want to give a big shout out to SF Block. SF Block. That's San Francisco Black-led organization coalition. And I'm a member of that as well. And also, I truly believe that San Francisco is the Harlem of the West when it comes to Black culture. And I started off, DJing back in the day in Richmond, and I'm also on the board for Bay Area Entertainment Association. And so, I do a lot of things in the community. So when I'm not working with the reentry population, I'm working with the youth, I'm working with the seniors, I'm working with artists, letting them know that you can recover by using music. Because they say that old saying, music soothes the savage beast. Guess what? We can work with the youth, and they can be we need to let them know that youth can come in, they can change their lives by learning how to be an entrepreneur, learning stage presence. I got some mentors that have helped me, along my career. Dr. George Davis, Dr. Marion Jones, my mentor that has walked me from day one, Roland Williams. Roland Williams, he took me by my hand and said, man, this is what you need to do to stay clean. Not only stay clean, but this is what you need to do to get a job. Because I never had a job until I came into recovery. All I knew how to do in Richmond was hustle. I was able to go to school and go through everything that people told me, my mentors told me. And so I want to do the same thing for the people that come behind me, coming out of incarceration. I'm formerly incarcerated. So I want to do some things for the people that's coming behind me, coming out of incarceration, and start off with the basics. The little things are accomplishments. Get an ID, get a birth certificate, get a social security card, get a resume, a cover letter. I'm gonna help you do all that. I got a checklist. When you come in, I'm going down that checklist. Me and my staff, we're gonna get you connected to primary care. If you need any mental health resources, we're gonna get you connected to that. If you are willing to work, we're gonna get you connected with some employment resources, and definitely housing. You know, the goal of Transitional Housing Department, my department, is when you leave there, that you leave there and are able to connect to stable and permanent housing. That's my goal. Along the way, we want you to get a job. We want you to build up your income. We want you to be successful. So when you leave there, you won't be going back to no tit. You won't be going back to the street. Everybody talk about COVID, but I'm going to tell you, they got a fentanyl epidemic that has killed twice as many people in San Francisco than COVID has. And so it was 350 people that died last year from COVID. Well, 750 died from fentanyl overdose. And that's just fentanyl. That's not counting the crack and the alcohol and everything else. And I'm telling you, 70% of the people coming out of the criminal justice system is African Americans. And it's just a struggle that they think that the solution to the drug epidemic is to give them more drugs. And I know some people might need medication-assisted treatment, but I don't think that that's effective for the African-American to be successful and become a responsible, productive member of society, to give them more drugs, to keep them on methadone, to keep them hooked on Suboxone, to keep them hooked on other drugs, instead of teaching them that you don't need these drugs, that you can be successful in the community. You can be a responsible, productive member of society. You know, and I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still mentoring people. I'm still sponsoring people. I still do service work. I've been a part of the same men's support group for 20 plus years, you know, and started another men's group called Staying Connected in East Palo Alto. You know, so I just truly believe that people coming out of the reentry and back into society from the criminal justice system, they got some strikes against them. You know, we were one of the ones that with Dorsey Nunn, we pushed the Ban the Box initiative. A lot of people don't know about that, but it's about taking that when you fill out an application, have you been convicted of a felony? We pushed that Ban the Box initiative that if you cannot ask anybody about their felony unless you are willing to hire them, then you can go and say, okay, have you been convicted of a felony? And then if they deny you because of that felony, we got we got a fair chance ordinance. Every county now has, as a result of the Ban the Box initiative, has a fair chance ordinance. It's different. It might be called a little different in Alameda. It might be called a little different in San Francisco County. It might be called a little different. But it's because a number of us went to Washington, D.C. and said that's unfair for people coming out of the criminal justice system to get discriminated against because of the felony when they making an effort to change their lives. So how you expect somebody to change their life if you won't give them a chance? You know, and so we are a program that have been able to appeal when people are denied because of their criminal justice history, and have been very successful program. And so I also, as I said, work with Bay Area. You know, I just want to mention too that my mentor, Roland Williams, you know, he got some books online, and I just want to, this right here is Relapse Prevention Counseling for African American Men. This book right here, I have worked with a lot of people over the years, since this book been out. Here's another workbook, Roland Williams, right here. He did it with Gorski, Terrence Gorski. Terrence Gorski is one of the foremost. He just recently passed, but he was one of the foremost authorities when it comes to relapse prevention. Relapse Prevention Workbook for African Americans is sold on Amazon. And then I'm going to tell you, it got all kinds of information in there that helps African Americans, people of color, deal with substance abuse issues. You know, and a lot of people want to say, you know, that you know, they want to look at as people who have substance abuse issues as always going to be it's always going to be struggling, always going to relapse. But, you know, relapse is not a part of recovery. You don't have to relapse. You can go, you can be successful. We got people. And if you do relapse, the shame is not in coming back. The shame, there is no shame, really. What it is about you coming back and just understanding that you are worth it. You can do anything that you want to do. I had two brothers that was in the disease. My brother who took me to my program back in the 90s, he relapsed and died. I got another brother, my oldest brother, he relapsed and died. So I got some skin in the game. But I know for a fact that you can recover, because I had my second wife who came out of the criminal justice system, went to a meeting in and she stayed clean for 19 years until she died of a heart attack, and I watched her take her last breath. And so I work with people coming out of the criminal justice system. I work with people that suffer from substance abuse. I work with people that suffer from mental health disorder. I work with people, even the most acute people, bipolar, borderline. I say it don't matter whether you're happy or sad, whether you got dual personality disorder, it don't matter. Keep coming back. Both of y'all can recover. And so I'm just truly passionate about the work that I do. I've been able to work with some amazing people, and it's just that, you know, the system is against people of color, and when it comes to systemic racism and a lot of things that are going on in the community that I disagree with. But guess what? We're doing things in the community right now so that African Americans and people of color can be successful. We have a recovery day in the park, August 13th at Beal-Director Park. You know, that was started by Men in Motion back in the day. I was one of the first ones that started recovery day in the Beal-Director Park. We get ready to start it again, working with NCLF, New Community Leadership Foundation, Majid Crawford. Big shout out to Majid Crawford. Big shout out to everybody, Bay Area Entertainment Association, Donald C. Strunk. You know, been singing in the community for over 40 years. We did a show in July with Lenny Williams. Lenny Williams and Sugar T. Big shout out to Sugar T, Spickery School of Music. She gave out awards and scholarships to people that won the talent show. And we just got a whole coalition of people that we work with to help these people coming out of the criminal justice system so they can have some hope. And a lot of times hope just comes from hearing other people's experiences. And hope also stands for hold on, pain ends. Hold on, pain ends. And so I'm working with people coming out. I'm working with the women coming out. I'm working with the youth. You know, my friend Donald C. Strunk, he made a point to put a youth. He had a youth on his last album just doing a little piece, a little skit. And so we want to teach the youth how to be entrepreneurs, how to have stage presence as being entertainers, how to come and realize that you got some transferable skills. If you was a hustler out on the street, guess what? That's all I had. I was out there on the street. All I had was knew how to hustle on the street, but they told me that I had some transferable skills, and I was able to utilize those skills. I was able to come into recovery, be successful in school, become a program director, become a leader in the community, and continue to be active in the recovery community. Continue to be active with 12-step. Continue to be active in my support groups. Continue to bring people in, and it don't matter if you got one day clean. Guess what? That's a long time for somebody suffering from substance abuse. One day. If you clean one day, that's a miracle. Because it took a long time for me to get one day clean after using for almost 25 years. Man. But now I've been clean just as long as I used. And it's only because of people like that believed in me even when I didn't believe myself. So I believe in those that are coming out of incarceration, and I'm going to love them till they learn how to love themselves, and I'm going to teach them how to be responsible, productive members of society. Lost dreams awaken, new possibilities arise. Guess what? The message is hope, the promise is freedom, but the language is always love.
Powerful, phenomenal, my brother. See, you just got my energy. I'm trying to go to sleep, but I guess you just sprinkled me with some information. Love, man. I love the energy, and you know, this is why this segment is so special to me, because during the week we hear so many things that's wrong and things are happening on the news, violence in the community. So this hidden gem segment is so special to me because it gives you that energy, it gives you that sense of love and that sense of hope. In that sense that, you know, we gonna get there. So a brother like you coming on here with that passion and that drive and giving that testimony, because see, somebody out there need to hear that. You get what I'm saying? Somebody need to hear that. We don't know who it is, where they at, but they need to hear that. 26 years clean, brother. I just want to salute you. You get what I'm saying? Because that's dedication and that's consistency. And it don't happen, but it takes one day at a time. And I like that you said that, the word consistency, because I keep telling people in the community, we need consistency, especially with our young people. That's why I do this work with my young people, because I believe you never know when the light switch is going to turn on. There's so many people like, John, why do you go up to the jail and talk to these kids? Why do you work with them? They don't want to listen. You never know when the light switch is going to kick in, right? We just keep dropping them seeds. We ain't here to change minds. We just here to give them some information to make them think a little different. I always tell people, what if you wake up all day, every day, and 90% of your day, all you hear is negativity, gun violence, drugs, everything else. So all they get is 10%, and sometimes not even that of positivity. So it takes people like you, me, Nate, and the different people on this panel to give a little love. Tell your story. See, I'm a true believer in show me, right? Our young people always like, man, they need to show me. Here y'all go right here. Brother Richard Brill just showed you his story, his pain, his testimony. So a youngster out there, he gonna hear that and go, man, if this brother could do it, I could do it. That's what hope looks like. That's what love look like. So phenomenal stuff, man. That's why I had you come on, brother. I've been trying to connect with you. I know we go connect even more. Definitely when we have our substance abuse conversation coming up in July. I know Steve Adami's going to come. I'm glad you hit on it. Fentanyl is a problem in the Bay Area, especially San Francisco. We are losing a lot of lives. As much as this gun violence, every day the fentanyl and drug use here in the city. And I'm just happy that you touched on that, because a lot of people, with everything else going on, we forget about hitting on what's really impacting our community. And this drug thing, this fentanyl, is taking our young people out. And it's very important that we talk about it and we have this honest, open conversation. And that book that you just shared, I want you to give me that information, put it in the chat so we can get it out there to the people, because maybe somebody knows somebody who are struggling or maybe in transition dealing with drugs and substance abuse, and we want to get them that book so that they can get inspired. You know what I mean? We got to inspire our people in the community. But phenomenal stuff you're doing, Richard. I see you in all of the meetings. I see you down there on the cast meetings. See you in SF Block meetings. And, you just always trying to do things to impact the community. Shout out to SF Block. Shout out to Mega Black. Shout out to all of the people that's doing things to try to bring these organizations together. There's no perfect remedy. But again, if we got brothers like you and other brothers like Nate and these beautiful sisters out here that's doing stuff to impact our community, change will happen. It don't always happen when we want it, but it will happen. So keep up the good work, my good brother. And we definitely looking forward to
say too, one more thing. I want to give a shout out to the director, Cheryl Davis with the Human Rights Commission. Now, congratulations, Dr. Cheryl Davis with the Human Rights Commission. So congratulations to Dr. Davis.
Man, phenomenal sister. But Nate, go ahead. Jump in there.
Man, I mean, Richard, I've heard your name so much, brother. And again, I just want to salute you and amplify everything that John Henry has said, man. Your work is definitely unmatched. And, a lot of people credit you for, turning their lives around, man. And, that's something special. I deal with youth all the time. You deal with the adults, and you probably dealt with some of my kids' parents. And it's not about the feel good. It's about you doing the right thing and giving people the game to right their wrongs and things like that, man. So, man, I want to suggest to you too, you should be a motivational speaker, because, man, you got me. You had my attention, brother. So salute to you, man. Everything you're doing, you are definitely a pillar of our community. And, man, I salute you, brother. Thank you.
Man, phenomenal.
Thank you, man. Thank y'all for having me on.
Man, off top, man. Just
there's the information right there. Relapse Prevention, African American Workbook. Recovery is a verb.
Hey, and that's Brother Williams. That's who wrote the book.
Yeah, that's him. I texted him.
This out. How you gonna promote his book and don't come on the show, brother? Rolling. Come on, both sides of the conversation, man. You can't be side promote. Bring yourself on the show, man. Go on our website. It's up there on the screen. We're going to get some people to buy the book. I'm going to buy the book. I want to share it. I know some people that's going through transition right now. But come on, man. Go on our website. It's up there on the screen. Submit your information, man, so we can get you on, brother, man. Don't be side promote. Come on up here and let the people know so they can see your face, man. That's what it's all about, man.
Big shout out to Roland. He just celebrated 35 years. That's my mentor. He walked me. He just celebrated 35 years of recovery. So yeah, and he started off just like I did with nothing, man. So he gave me my hope shot.
Well, Rich, I'm holding you accountable. If you don't get that brother on here, you got to nominate him and sign him up and get him on here. Because if I don't, I'm gonna come looking for you.
Okay, John.
Hey, that's good stuff. I'm glad you're here to promote his book because again, this type of information we got to get it out to the community. We are definitely dealing with some real issues with this substance abuse, man, and then his reentry work. It is very, very important to have brothers like you in the community. And I'm doing my part. And I just got my word back that they're clearing people. I got to connect with Nate because I seen Nate at San Bruno. I'm going to go ahead and go get my reclearance. I just got some information that they go start letting everybody back to come do my work. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to commit one more day. I already got a day at Juvenile, usually two. But I'm going to try to put one day in there to go to San Bruno and work with them brothers up in there because I know our young men from the ages of 18 to 30 are really being impacted by these drugs, by this violence in the community. And it's going to take great community leaders like you all to work together. And I want to get up there with Nate back at San Bruno, me and Jack. And, we got the Squires program coming back at San Quentin. But we got to let these young brothers know what's really going on. And I think that's why tonight you touched me so much with your passion and your speech, man, because our young people need to hear it. We got a lot of things in our community that are impacting us. And reentry is definitely one of them that we got to really hone in, the substance abuse. And, man, powerful, brother, man. You just pumped me up, man. See, I can't go to sleep now. This type of stuff, I can't go to sleep, man. But thanks,
hey,
Rich.
I can't leave without saying big shout out to Adult Probation Department Chief Karen Fletcher. She believed in the program and everything. And Steve Adami, is Destiny Police. All of those working, the DPOs, everybody that work with the Adult Probation Department. A lot of people think that the probation officers are against the people that are on probation, but there are a lot of good probation officers too that do a lot of good work. So I'm just grateful that, I got an opportunity to work with some of the good ones. And a lot of people have been successful, get off probation, become responsible, productive members of society.
Man, definitely, Ed. I'm glad you said that, Richard. Shout out to Karen Fletcher and Steve Adami. They both was on my show. Much respect for the work that they're doing. They always support us, getting our information out to the community. And we had some of them brothers come on the show for Father's Day. And you're right. There are some. The cast has some phenomenal programs in there. I've been watching the work. I know some people that went through the program. I got a couple of those brothers that's going to come on. They are doing some phenomenal work. And I got to give kudos to San Francisco. A lot of cities are not doing what San Francisco is doing. So we got to definitely salute that leadership with Karen Fletcher, Steve Adami, our mayor, Dr. Cheryl Davis, phenomenal sister, man. She a genius, man. She be think I be playing. I'd be like, Dr. Cheryl Davis, you're a genius. These books and this stuff that she's doing to educate our young people in the community with these books and these workshops and the stuff that she's doing is just genius, man. And I know sometimes when I speak, people think I'm messing around, but I'm like, this sister is very powerful. So thank you, Dr. Cheryl Davis, for the work that she's doing to impact our young people with this literacy stuff. I am happy that we have people in the community that still believe in our education and our literacy, because I think this is a big part of our change. We're still going to have to do it. You can't get away from the educational aspect. So I'm just thank you for that. And then, Nate, these sports, man. And the reason why I'm so big about highlighting Nate and a couple of these coaches, Rainin, my brother out there, Frank, because they always promote education, man. And that's one thing that I always salute Nate about. Yes, about basketball, but they always promote education first. And that's where a lot of kids get it. You want to play sports, get the education. And so salute to Nate, for always being a component and a voice about education, working with our young people, letting them be who they are, but also giving them the game and the importance of education. We have to keep instilling that education into our young people. And every kid's not going to go to college, but we could talk about vocation education. We could talk about different literacy, but we got to get our kids reading. We got to get our kids with this information. And here at both sides of the conversation, we're going to continue to do our job to make sure that our community get that information, because sometimes the information that you all come on and bring to the community, they don't always get. And we're going to use this vessel here to make sure that our community is impacted with information intentionally. And we're going to keep pushing this thing forward. So again, good brother, Thank you. Anything that we can help you do, any of your events that you have, please get them to me so that we can support it, get it out to the community. We have a large following. You see it work. You heard the sister on here tonight, her marketing team. It works, right? And it's just going to slowly grow. But we want to get all your information out there. Shout out to my brother Majig. Shout out to SF Block. Shout out to SF Black Wall Street. All these organizations that are doing stuff to impact our community. And we just got to keep doing it. Everybody has their different way of doing business. Everybody has a different way how they're going to impact. But just to see the people doing it, it's a start. It's where we need to go, especially with all of this violence coming out of this pandemic. Our people need support. And for anybody out there that don't think our communities are still impacted, believe me, our people is hurting. We need the love, we need the compassion, and we need the humility. No time for judging. Let's just work together. Let's network, and let's help uplift our people, man, one day at a time.
Yeah, John. Hey, John Mitch, I want to put a shout out to the director, Dr. Davis, and Shakira, Rico, my nephew. My nephews over there, man. They doing a great job down there, man. And it's an inspiration to have all them working to push the agenda, further and farther as we move along. So shout out to all those guys.
Definitely phenomenal group of people that you announced, man. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start wrapping up tonight's show, but I'm bringing all the panelists back up. Nate, we're going to do a 1-2 this time. Last time I did the question, I want you to give a question, then I'm going to give a question, whatever you want, and we're going to get everybody's opinion on that question.
The San Francisco, the budget that San Francisco passed today. What are your thoughts?
Anybody can start. If you don't know, you can pass.
Well, I'm glad the budget that passed. I know the budget was $13 billion, and I also know it's going to be some add back. And I'm concerned. I'm interested in what the add back is going to be, because I know we got a lot of projects that's out there. The Heritage Center. They had Juneteenth. Sugar T did a show in front of the Heritage. They allowed us to be on the outside. They wouldn't let us inside. And that was just like, wow, so it's a lot of things going on that was in the budget that, I think that is underfunded, so we're working with the mayor to get some add backs. We're talking to the supervisors, to fund some projects that need to be funded. So hopefully the Heritage Center get open and the other projects that we are into. We got the Life and the Arts projects going on with NCLF and some other projects going on. We're working with the Filmo Collaborative. We got a meeting. Our next meeting is at July 1st at the Peacock Lounge. Oh, historical shout out to the Peacock Lounge. Right there, 552 Hay Street. That's the last black club left in the Fillmore, the last one. All of the rest of them are gone. That's the last hub when it comes to African-American music history, and it's black owned. It's the last one. So we want to support the Peacock Lounge. We're going to have a community meeting there July the 1st. So, yeah, shout out to the Peacock Lounge. And, yeah, it's some things that we hopefully will get added back to the budget.
Man, powerful stuff. I see the other two. They didn't say anything. But anyway, Nate, what I'm gonna say is this: I did see the budget. It's a big budget, and here in California, for everybody in California, we have had one of the most historic budget years. The governor just put out the budget for the state of California. This was one of the largest budgets that we've had coming out of a pandemic. Again, we got our watchdog groups. We got people watching to make sure that this funding gets to our people. Even though it's a lot of money, we got to make sure that it gets in the right hand and it gets to the people. Phenomenal job, Mayor Breed and the supervisors getting the San Francisco budget. And I just want to say something real quick before I ask my question. This is how we know if we do things right legislatively, the impact will happen. Now, all you that live in California know about 10 years ago, was it 10 years or 12 years ago, every year, California budget was always over. It was running, and it took forever. They was playing politics with the budget, right? But as soon as they put into place that all of those senators and Congress people would lose their pay and things of that nature, have y'all noticed, is it just me? Every year, We have had our budget in California on time since they started impacting the dollars of our elected officials. So again, this process works. And this is why I keep fighting for term seating and different things of that nature. And I know people think I'm radical, but I'm telling you, as community, if we work together and we work in solidarity, we hold our elected officials accountable, and we change some of these old things that's been going on for years, we can make change. Now, this is a difficult budget year coming out of a pandemic. Okay, but they was able to pass the California budget without all the politics going back and forth. Again, if you attach money, if you attach things to people, and this is what I keep talking about when we talk about police reform, if we start attaching these officers with the loss of their pension, making them have insurance, things of that nature, I guarantee you a lot of these things that we see impacting our community is stopped. We just got to try it. We got to think out the box. We got a lot of local elections coming up. Again, we got to really start thinking about this term seating, hold some of these elected officials accountable. I guarantee you, when they know that they spot to be up just like that with the people, a lot of things will start changing and happening faster. But with that being said, my question to everybody, all the panelists tonight is this. We're coming out of this pandemic. As you heard from some of the panelists tonight, from Richard and Nate, there's been an increase of gun violence in our community. There's been an increase of violence in all of the Black and brown communities, large cities across this country. From all you perspective, I want to know, how do we fix it? Can y'all just tell me, how do we fix this? How are we going to reach our young people? And what do you all think we need to do as a community? I'm always looking for ideas. How do we curb this gun violence in our community and get our young people to work together? Go ahead, Nate, you want to start?
You know, John, I think, again, I was telling, I think it starts with community. I think it starts with, the people trusting, sometimes the experts don't have these degrees and stuff. And sometimes the expert, not even the experts, just the people who got the knowledge and who can maybe do something. They don't have the degrees. They don't have, they're not sitting behind a desk. They out here in these streets that can really reach these youngsters. And we got to give these people, a chance. I think, we've tried everything. We've tried, going to different here and there. Hey man, let's look to these young people or these young adults or even OGs that's in the streets. I think they can really make a dent in what we're trying to accomplish in the peace world. But at the same time, it got to be the right people as well. Everybody say they can do something, ain't necessarily, it can't necessarily do nothing. And, I don't toot my horn, but, it starts with the relationships. And you don't have the relationships, you can say, oh, I got that, man. Yeah. That's why I'm careful where I stick my nose at, because if I can't do it, if it's something in Sunnydale, I can call it Kim Mitchell. Hunters Point, I'm gonna call a guy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't claim to have the answer to everything, and I'm not gonna jump out at everything. But you got to give people who don't have those degrees a chance.
Great stuff, Nate. And I'm glad you said it, because it's both sides of the conversation. I want to say some of these leaders in our community are not the answer as well. A lot of times we look for these elders and some of these OGs in the community to do the work and help our young people. And unfortunately, a lot of them are not doing the work, and a lot of them are steering our young people down.
That's why I said got to be the right one.
Got to be the right one. That's why I was saying. That's why it's the right one. But thank you for saying that, because a lot of times I just hear, let the OGs. I'm being real. Some of these OGs we don't want working with our young people. I'm just gonna be real. We need leadership. We need men that's gonna lead with ethics. We need men that's gonna lead with character. And just because you are a local celebrity in the community don't always mean you got the answers to help impact what's going on with our young people. So I'm glad you said that. It takes the great guys. It takes the good ones. They are out there, but we got to support them. We got to bring this equity to these young people pockets. $13 billion funded here in the city. We got to do a better job of getting some of that money to our young people in the community. There's many, many ways that we could get them involved, but we got to get the money to the young people. Richard, you want to jump in there? Or Ms. LeDee?
Yeah, they got a lot of nonprofit youth programs that are doing some phenomenal work. Joy Jackson with Third Street Youth Program. Back in the day, Dr. Joe Marshall with a Mega Boys Club. Street Soldiers, KMEL, promoting and encouraging, training, African-American youth. Larkin Street Youth Program. So there's a lot of good youth programs that are working with the youth population. I love working with the youth. They energize me. I love, and the commonality that we have is the music, because I love music. I have a passion for music. And I do spoken word too. Sometimes I do spoken word too. I don't know. So, and so to answer your question, I believe in meeting the youth where they are, but I believe that we do a disservice if we just leave them there. I want to be able to mentor people, coach people, and build up the youth and let them know that you can be successful. You can be a business owner, a homeowner. You can be successful. Well, you can be your own boss. You can write a book. You can do smoking. We can do whatever you want to do. All you got to do is have that motivation and desire to do it.
Man, phenomenal. And we got, our brother JB, good leadership, somebody that they could follow. And the thing is, I hear from the young people all the time is, John, they always tell us we could do this, but nobody show us. So how do we put the time in to actually show them the steps? And I think that's why what JB said earlier is very important. And that's why I want them to come back and do that PowerPoint presentation. We got to show these kids the step. First, you got to go here to get a business license. Then you got to get a bank account. Then you got to do, these kids need that step-by-step process. So very important information, Richard. I'm glad you put that out. But Miss LeDee, I see you rating. Go ahead.
Yes, I just want to say we all have a role to play. So what is your role? Are you an asset? Are you a liability? And I just want to say it's all about that communication, working together. I've been affected by gun violence. My little sister, she was shot by her boyfriend. So gun violence, domestic violence, when she was 21. So I know how it feels. I know the process. But at the same time, we have to speak to our youth. We have to educate each other. We have to have that self-love and know that we are valuable and that we are an asset in society as an individual. So we have to have that individual accountability. So again, we all have a role to play. So ask yourself, are you an asset to the community? Are you a liability to the community? And if you are an asset, then those resources are going to come to you and you can seek out, and everyone will support you because they're going to trust and believe in your dreams. So again, we all have to have that personal accountability and that self-love. So that's what I would ask myself, and keep it working with the youth because they are the way.
Powerful stuff. Y'all heard this, sister. Either you're a part of the community or you trying to poverty pimp the community. We don't want the poverty pimps. But go ahead, JB, jump in there.
But no, just everything you guys said was right. Hit right on the head. But the biggest thing that I would implement into the youth, and I'm not too far from the youth, but I would say, implement that respect. The respect can go a long way, and also, mix that with the education and the love of the community. Like I said, Definitive Safety Group, we're focusing on food safety. But in the future, I want to add different disciplines of safety. CPR and gun safety is one of the biggest ones that I wanted to add, because I'm from Texas. I'm a gun advocate, and if you respect your weapon, then the respect to go along with it to other people. That's how I think about it too. So give some people some training on how to handle these weapons, on how to handle these pistols, and then respect the weapon as not just as individually carrying it, but also just this tool could take somebody's life. If you're not handling it right. So I think respect goes a long way in that discussion.
Man, powerful stuff. And I want to give a big shout out to H-Town, Miss Kadori. She's on here. She's from Houston. We had a couple of our Houston people on tonight representing. They staying up late watching this great show they keep talking about. And, JB, I think you got a brighter future. Now, I'm going to tell your marketing team, I hope they still out there listening. Okay. See, we need a brother like JB in the community that can talk with that nice Southern voice, real calm, and maybe calm some of these young brothers down. You could be talking over a book or something, man. We got to get this brother voice. He needs to be the next GPS guider or something, man. He got that nice, smooth Southern calm voice. He can calm somebody down, boy. These youngsters get fired up. We just hear JB coming in and be like, young people, y'all could do this. So we got to get your marketing team working on. You could do some auto layovers for some books, for some audio books or something, man. Definitely with some of this stuff in the community, man. When it gets real intense, man, we just need Brother JB coming in like, young people, calm down, young people. We got this. I hear that screw in your voice. I hear that A-Town screw in your voice. You know, I know. I hear you chop the screw down. All right.
I'm a screw head. I'm a screw head, man. Shout out to H-Time, June 27, man. I grew up on screw, so yeah. Not too many people,
you know, I know about my H-Town.
Not too many people know about.
Hey, John, I love y'all, man. I gotta go.
All right, hey, I see you, man. Love you, brother.
Right.
Yeah, man. I know about that H-Town, man. You know, I got people down there in Pearland, Sugarland, all down there in that H-Town, man. I know about that southern stuff, man. But you know, just glad to have you on here and glad to have all you on here tonight. And we're going to continue to do our part to bless everybody. Whatever we could do to help promote, get you out there, we will. So please get us that information. I know it's late. I know you guys got to get out of here. Thank you very much for coming on as Hidden Gems tonight. You all are not so hidden anymore. Community, you see who they are. Reach out. You want to be inspired? Here you go. Reach out to my brother Richard, JB. You got Miss LeDee in here, motivational speakers, man. If you know somebody that's dealing with substance abuse, reach out to brother Richard. He's doing some phenomenal stuff with his housing. Doing the work with our young people, doing the work with the people in the community. We know that substance abuse is really impacting our community. Thank you all for coming on. Thank you for being patient. Thank you all for being humble coming on tonight. We just really appreciate you all and celebrate you. Anything that we could do here at both sides of the conversation, I promise you, we will support, reach out, whatever you need us to do. We'll come to your events. Let us know ahead of time and we'll get out there and support you. So again, community, another Hidden Gem segment, phenomenal information, phenomenal resources. All these resources, you can go back. If you missed half of the show, go to our YouTube. You can see the book that Richard put up. We'll get the brother to come on. I think he's still out there, Brother Roland. We'll get him on the show as well to promote his book. Powerful stuff. You guys got information. That's what we're here to do. Connect the communities, share the resources, make sure that everybody's being highlighted and promoted for the work they're doing. Because too many times in our community, there are truly good people that like the people that's on here tonight doing the work, but don't get always highlighted and promoted. And a lot of times community complain and say, where these people at? I don't ever see them. Here they are tonight. Phenomenal Hidden Gem. Thank you all for tuning in. This Thursday, again, we're going to have another educational Thursday before this holiday. We're going to have Officer Lim of the San Francisco Police. They're going to come on and do a presentation about fireworks safety. So this Thursday, that's what that show will be about. Also, this Sunday, we won't be doing a live segment. We're going to be replaying the reparation conversation from last Sunday. So you all will be seeing that. The community voted. They said, John, we celebrated Juneteenth. That's it. We're going to take a break. We're going to listen to the people. We're going to give our team opportunity to just enjoy some time off with their family. They've been grinding. Let me tell you, my team has been grinding. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our both sides of the conversation team working in the background. These phenomenal sisters are doing some amazing work behind the scenes. They are working sometimes in the middle of the night, making sure that our guest is booked, updating our website, making sure that the community information is getting back to the community. So I want to thank all of our both sides of the conversation team, our board. They are doing work and they are working for the community. And we also want to give them their homage and their praise as well, because they are helping bless our community truly. So with that being said, we will see you all this Thursday for our next Educational Thursday segment. With that being said, we bid you goodwill. Have a blessed evening. Be safe out there. And for our people in the Northwest, keep that water going. It's hot over the next couple of days. And get ready because they got some heat coming here in the Bay Area as well. Check on our seniors. Check on the elders of the community, you all, and make sure that they are taken care and they have the resources and the things that they need during this heat wave. With that being said, good evening. We will see you all Thursday for our Educational Thursday. Have a great evening.